Hi, I'm feminasty Erin Gibson.
I'm homosexual Brian Safi.
This here's attitudes.
LGBT plus issues.
Gender issues.
Pop culture.
Oh, it's summertime in Vancouver. You know what that means? Ice pack in my pants.
Can you handle it?
Ice pack in my pants. Ice pack on my neck. There's no air conditioning in Vancouver.
Oh, right.
We're ill-prepared in this town.
How about I shed some light on the situation, honey? Not that one. Oh my God. Everything's a miss.
Why do you have a blue light? Are you doing forensics in your home? Which I don't recommend, by the way.
Excuse me, no, I'm making meth. Okay? If you must know.
I meth know what's going on.
Tell me everything. So it's burning up in Vancouver.
No, it's not even that hot. It's just like none of these places that were built, even in the 90s. I'm in my dungeon or whatever.
Yeah.
And saw man, what's his name? My kidnapper? Jigsaw. He didn't think about global warming, you know?
He didn't. That gets often overlooked. Like the next Saw should be Saw, : we didn't think about global warming.
Saw, put in a mini split.
It must have been hot in that room, huh?
Oh yeah, this room. And then so there is one of these like standing ACs. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I used to have a window that rolled out and not up, and I had to get one of those standing ACs for that very reason.
That's exactly, this window pushes out, but there's no screen.
Yeah,
so I can have bugs.
Isn't that wonderful?
And hot air coming in the house, but then also cool air, which seems very good for Mother Earth. I'm no climate scientist.
No.
But I think having a hot ass window open while you're running AC, my grandma would say, don't make no goddamn sense.
Well, I'll tell you what doesn't make no goddamn sense. You know who tossed in the towel on climate science?
Oh,
Leonardo
California?
DiCaprio this weekend.
Wait, what did he do?
What a piece of shit. He went to the Bezos wedding.
Oh,
Amazon, probably the biggest polluter in the world at this point.
He's a turd.
Flew private to get, not only celebrated the wedding of someone who is dumping shit constantly, A. B, someone who really doesn't pay his fair share of anything. C, took a private plane to get there like Leo. What are we talking about?
The oldest 13-year-old I've ever seen. That's Leo DiCaprio.
It's so true.
Please, people, take it from us.
Yes.
There are very little celebrities you should be adoring. Most 85% are true turds.
Let's count me, you.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Jack Black.
Sure, why not? I like Jack Black.
Do you remember I had a friend who died
I bet
of COVID?
Meredith Vieira's got a clean record.
Yeah.
And Sherry Shepherd.
Okay, yeah. I buy that. I had a friend who used to do Pilates training in LA, and he hated all celebrities. He trained them and he hated all of them.
Sure.
And I'd be like, come on, there's gotta be one celebrity. Did I ever tell you the story? I would say
no, I'm like on the edge of my seat.
Well, he sadly passed away from COVID, so I feel like it is not out of school to tell this story. But
that is shocking that a Pilates instructor passed away from COVID. I don't know why, it just is.
Yeah. Well,
but I'm very sorry to hear that.
It was early days.
Yeah. Horrible.
But I would say we would play this game where I would just name a celebrity. And it might not hit right if you hear what he said. If you're Johnny Backwards and you know what I'm about to say, I don't think you would have said Big Bird.
Who's Johnny Backwards?
Johnny Backwards is an imaginary person that can know what's happening in a story because he can work backwards.
You know who we've got together? Yeah. We've got to get together.
Shoot Johnny and Johnny Backwards.
And Johnny Backwards and Johnny Five. The three of them would have the best time.
I can't think of a tighter, just kicking back, having some beers, going to the Roadhouse.
On a porch with full rocking chairs, talking about Johnny Backwards and Shoot Johnny, just spinning tails, baby.
Johnny Backwards is like, I knew that was going to happen because I can see forwards and backwards. That's my whole thing. That's why my last name's Backwards.
And Shoot Johnny's got pistols up in the air, babe.
Just fucking hamming it up. And Johnny Five, I don't know if his software has been updated.
No, me neither.
No, I don't know. So I would just name celebrities who I thought might be cool people.
Yeah.
This is what he would say. I would go Jennifer Aniston, and he would be like, Pig.
Kesha.
Pig. Like, it doesn't matter. He just would, he hated everybody. I said, okay, come on. There's got to be one nice person in Hollywood. And he said Jack Black.
Really?
Yeah. That's what he said.
I'm
Anyway.
happy to hear it.
Yeah.
LA native, by the way.
Absolutely doing LA right.
Yeah. Now, Aaron, were you swept away in the romance of the wedding?
Oh, absolutely. That carpet
So
they were on,
beautiful.
that
It was
beautiful,
so beautiful.
gray and white.
And it was so nice to see Oprah and Gail there and Orlando Bloom and Sydney Sweeney.
Is it just a list of people we shouldn't be supporting anymore? Oprah,
yeah, honestly, yeah.
Oprah lost me during Hawaii.
What happened during Hawaii?
Remember when she was like, please give money to the Hawaii fire victims. I own most of the land on this
you were very
island.
That. Oh, I see.
I own a lot of land on Hawaii.
Stevie Nicks, same thing.
And so I want you guys to donate some money, not me.
Oh, I bet she donated some money. You don't think Oprah donated money to the
There was some
Listen,
outcry.
here's the thing. Oprah should not have been at that wedding. It actually broke my heart.
Well, what I'm saying is like, people tell you who they are.
Yes, they do.
And if you're a rich person, might I recommend you hang out with some musicians? Because
the way, yeah.
When you're like Tommy Lee is a better person than Oprah, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Not better person, but at least politically.
See, for me.
Listen, I'm going to retract that statement. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but he's anti-Trump. Go ahead, cool guy.
Leonardo DiCaprio, which is like totally this. Do you know what I mean? Like right now I'm Leo.
Mm-hmm.
Leonardo DiCaprio has always sort of been like, except he's always had no sense of humor for sure. Except when Lady Gaga bumped into him. Huh?
Don't you remember when he was taking a Hummer or something or some crazy car to the awards and then getting in a Prius and driving up in the Prius?
Oh, that is so cool. I'm telling you, he's got it and he's got it in spades. But Leonardo DiCaprio to me has always been this, what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he went from this, and I'll tell you what the uncoolest thing in the world is.
Mm-hmm.
This.
That guy. Yeah. Golf
you understand?
Dad. Yeah,
oh, really?
I do.
Honestly, let's be real.
That.
This.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fisherman Dad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I see
Leo,
the sweat rings.
From now on, you're just one giant sweat ring to me.
Well, did you ever
give a shit? Except I think he's a good actor, but otherwise I don't care.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares if they're a good actor? Why? Who else was there? I don't know who else was there.
That was it. Jewel was there. Yeah. Jewel. They probably love her in Vancouver. Little do they know. She was probably paid millions. She was she sang for them. Isn't that so beautiful?
No, that's not. And
you wouldn't.
Fuck you, thumbs up.
You wouldn't want to look at Lauren Sanchez and start singing "Who Will Save Your Soul" or "Dreams."
I hope she sang that song as a punk rock anthem to the people who don't care about other people.
Also, Jewel's songs are kind of depressing. Like at a wedding, singing "Foolish Games" or "Who Will Save Your Soul" or "You Were Meant for Me." Like those are sad songs.
Maybe she did covers. Maybe she did "We Will Rock You" or something.
Where will we rock you? We'll be sure.
Eye of the Tiger?
Eye of the Tiger. Remember how she would go full Paris Hilton, like deep voice, baby voice?
What do we used to?
Another doctor's been a liar, been another kid. You know you'll love him if you put him in your wheelbarrow. She used to do Cher, Ariana Grande. She did both.
There's a Father John Misty song. It's a problematic song. It's about him having a threesome with the person he hates. But
hey, join the club.
Yeah, talking about Wednesday for me, right?
Last night I had a threesome with Rick Caruso and Alanis Morissette. Okay, one I like, one I can't stand.
Oh, last night I had this crazy threesome with Gavin Newsom. He was in the front.
Sick.
Eiffel Towering me with a rock. You know?
I don't know, actually.
The height disparity makes it very impossible to pull off.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah. Anyway.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah. You think about Eiffel Towers a lot?
No.
What about the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah. It's an Eiffel. Is that so funny?
Yeah, because your eyes full of Juke Beauty. Yeah, I love
exactly, that. Yeah. Isn't that funny? You stick your eye through a glory hole just because you think
just to get a dick poked in it. Yeah. No. Oh, I don't know how they work. How do they work?
You know, I don't either. I've never done one. It doesn't seem hot to me. It never has.
Oh, that you're perving out on someone who doesn't know you're looking at them, but they do know you're looking at them?
No, that's not how glory holes work. I don't think anyone's looking at anyone.
What are you looking at?
I think you're literally sticking your dick through a hole and yeah. And no one can see anybody.
Oh, so you're just jerking off a random dick or sucking off a random dick.
I guess, but to me, that's like sticking your finger in the Amazon and like waiting for piranhas. You know what I mean? Like I would not just stick my dick through a hole not knowing what was going to happen. That's
Can I
so
talk
scary.
about the other side of the glory hole though?
Please.
It might be nice if you have like a really pretty dick. If you got a really beautiful dick, but then like your face is, you know, you got Popeye face.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah. Then I guess, and you just love dicks just disembodied, then I could see the.
Do you want to see my impression of a really beautiful dick?
Yeah. Oh, I've got one too. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, thanks.
That is actually that's nice.
Yeah.
I would. That's good.
Hey.
Confident, eager.
Yeah.
I like that.
Smiling.
Absolutely. Well, Erin, I hope you were able to cool down a little more there.
Yeah, I did. I had when I did my dick impression, I took my ice pack off. So that's.
Do you know it's going to be? It's like scalding right now in places that it's never been this hot before.
Yeah, like where? My freezer?
Yeah. England. Yeah.
I remember when this global warming started hitting England and they were like, well, I guess we're going to turn into wine country. That's how they were bright-siding it.
That's a really positive attitude to take. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got some business to attend to, Erin.
Oh, we absolutely do. Brian, we have a new thing we're doing this week.
We do. Honestly, I do feel like Sergio
has saved this segment.
I need to look into his psychological records because I think he was actually upset that we didn't say no more, never again last week, that we actually liked it. So I think he's actually testing. I think he's trying to see like, what can I get away with? Because tell them what we're doing.
We're going decorating scents, part due. For all tiers. More Joan, less Sherbert. More house tours. Plus, this might be my new favorite sentence of all times. A new segment from the show, Trash to Treasures, featuring mean gays throwing shade at Joan. Now, I don't know if she recognizes that.
That's fun. I do love a mean gay. I really want to be one.
Well, we'll just try harder.
Yeah, you're right. Shut up.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it. You should do that in your Edinburgh show. I'm going
to go out and the first thing I'm going to say is shut up and listen.
Yeah.
And you better be on board.
Yeah. I'm a mean gay. Okay. Let's get it straight.
Yep.
That cup looks ugly in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quit drinking cups. Out of cups, I mean.
Put liquid in your cup, you ding dong.
Hey, are you just stupid or are you like pretending to be stupid?
That's a good burn.
Sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sick.
I love you with a prop. I
love a prop. Come on.
You love a prop. Yeah.
Yeah.
We also have a Vault episode 97, back to school shopping talk. Brian, very terrible memory bringing up of you being laughed at for having a Care Bears
notebook, like spiral notebook in like first
grade. Which is the
grade.
sweetest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh my God. I went to school and everyone made fun of me. And it's hard to come back from that. Let me tell you. It only
what the fuck were they doing?
20 more years.
Unimaginative blue binders that just say Mead.
No, that had like skateboarders on it or like.
Oh, come on. They didn't even skateboard.
No, of course, first graders skateboarding, hysterical, please.
Can you even imagine?
No.
Well, they do now.
Yeah, now they do.
And then I guess, I remember this. I cried my first day of school because I had my favorite box of crayons and I had to leave them at school. And this is when I found out I had OCD. Now, undiagnosed back then, but separation anxiety with crayons is probably the first sign of a mental illness in a child.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say that it's a warning shot for sure.
That I thought my crayons were going to be sad if I left them there. They were going to be scared.
So sweet.
Mental illness very early on.
Well, it's just
and we see I've done nothing about it. So, and I think that's the healthiest approach.
My friend Danielle has a joke about how like she can't ever just buy one apple at the grocery store because she's afraid that the apple next to it will be sad about it.
Yeah.
So she goes home with like a truck full of apples.
Yeah.
I love apple humor, by the way. I mean, everyone knows that.
Does she write this joke crafted specifically for you?
No, but one of the things we connected on is our love of grocery stores and apples.
Is this a person you met at tennis?
No, actually, this is a person I met just through comedy, like doing stand-up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
YouTube, you can get the first act of our video episodes every week for free. Find us, or you just search for Attitudes Pod. And of course, if you don't know, we're on Patreon. There's a lot of great stuff.
By the way, ad-free episodes for the main feed, Dateline, this new thing we're doing. I mean, so much decorating sense at this point.
So many decorating sense. Brian, are you excited for your shows coming up?
I am. And by the way, Edinburgh's coming up. Please come. It's a month. I thought it was called
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Is that right?
Okay. Yeah. I have like a full month of shows. If you're going to be in the UK or know people in the UK, please send them to briansafi.com.
Is your venue air conditioned?
I doubt it because it's Edinburgh. I don't think anything's air conditioned. Like in the highest it ever gets there is like 68 degrees. But this summer might be different. I don't know.
Wow. We'll find out.
We'll find out. So go to briansafi.com for tickets, or you can go to my Instagram. Also, I should say, I think there's a few tickets left. I'm doing like a couple of test shows in New York at Union Hall. I think it's July 17th and 19th.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a handful of tickets left. So you can go to my Instagram for that and click on the link tree. And that'll take you to that. Oh, wait, before we go, do you have an air date, don't you, for Chicken Sisters season 2 or no?
August 10th.
Yes. So please, if you don't have...
how'd you know? Instagram?
I think I saw Genevieve post something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't post shit on there anymore.
August 10th is the season premiere of season 2 of The Chicken Sisters, a show that... And by the way, if you have not watched the first season, it is such a good show filled with top-tier talent. Aaron, you just... I mean, I haven't seen season 2, but I can only imagine it's incredible.
Season 2's a real downhill. We really took a left turn because I'm in charge. You know what I mean?
No, that's impossible. There's a big upswing in season 2 but season 1's fantastic too. So please watch The Chicken Sisters.
I ruined it. I ruined it season 2. So go ahead.
Where can people see it? On Hallmark, on the Hallmark app? Can people see it there?
Yeah. Can you believe any of these words are coming out of our mouths?
No, but this is what I want people to know. It's not like what you think it's going to be when you hear Hallmark. It's like a really well-acted, well-written, fantastic show. So
thanks, Brian.
You got it.
If it was on HBO, it'd be way filthier. Just want everyone to know that.
Hey, wouldn't we all be?
When you hear innuendo on there, just know that put the word butthole in there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Should we get into some shoes?
Let's do it.
Hey, I'm here to celebrate women. Okay.
Love that.
That's what I'm here to do. And I want to talk about 2 women at the forefront of using tech to fight fascism. Have you heard of I don't know if it's an app or a website or what, but it's called People Over Papers? Okay, I'm going to introduce you to them. Okay, so this is a product of a second generation Mexican woman who uses a fake name, Celeste, who is an IT professional and a Latina educator who is from another part of the country, whose name I don't even know, this is all on purpose. Okay. And they got together over TikTok because they wanted to visualize information about where ICE activity is happening.
Okay.
So Gizmodo and Mary Claire did 2 great articles on them. And if you want to read more, you can just go on there. But I just wanted to highlight some of the amazing things that these women are doing. So, I hate TikTok.
I'm not even on it. I mean, sometimes I'll watch like some Instagram reels of like the best of TikTok that day or something, but that's it.
Like the problem with TikTok for me, and then I'm going to talk about why it's been good for this particular issue, but the problem with TikTok for me is I this is what happens 3 times a week at work. Hey, what do you think about this new trend of people using beef tallow to cleanse their skin?
Right.
My response is that is from TikTok, and that is probably going to make you break out in 75 different ways. Do you need to read an article about it?
I'm obsessed with watching these dermatology videos from a place called Doctorly. I'm obsessed with them.
What? Why?
It's so relaxing. And they're both really handsome, but it's so relaxing.
And what are they talking about?
Sort of like myth busting, but also like...
About dermatology? I've literally been to a dermatologist never in my life where they knew what the fuck they were doing.
And they also do this thing where they're like, hey, this is actually a fantastic dupe for $15 versus like the $150 version. So it's kind of nice. And also they do like, they'll talk about videos on TikTok and being like, it's not going to hurt you, but it's probably not going to do anything. That kind of stuff.
That's half of TikTok is just like, put this thing on your face. It doesn't do shit, but you might as well do it. Like I knew there was a TikTok thing going on because I suddenly saw a bunch of women in weighted vests doing walks.
Okay. For like strength building.
It's not.
Right.
But like go to the gym. Like it was like they thought if they just put the weight vest on and walked that would like amp up their.
I know someone who used to play tennis with wrist weights, and the instructor kept being like, that is actually bad for you. Like,
yes,
I can't even have you. It's a liability. I can't even have you here swinging a tennis racket with weight on your wrist.
Why do you want it to be heavier?
I know.
Anyway. Okay. But I will say this, Celeste, the IT professional, saw a person posting on TikTok, was posting where ICE was and getting info from other people watching the same TikTok. So Celeste was like, I'm an IT professional. Let me help you organize this info.
Nice.
And it kind of took off from there. They've been doing it for 6 months. It's logged more than 37 million views and 9 million unique visitors. That is
fabulous.
Isn't that great numbers that we wish we didn't have?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I'm sure they wish
yes.
this site wasn't even fucking necessary.
Yes.
But it's good that people know about it. Now, she's lucky she's an IT professional because the site, even though it's only been up for 6 months, has navigated attacks from conservative accounts like Libs of TikTok and Wall Street Apes, which is a new one to me. Do you know Wall Street Apes?
I don't.
Okay. Well, I don't know who they are, and I don't care to look at them because I don't even want to get in the fucking mix. Okay.
Okay.
They both tried to dox her. And she's very smartly early on was like, we are going to keep this very anonymous. So they weren't able to dox her in the way where like her address and name were released. But they did come after her pretty hard, or the site. They tried to shut her down by submitting fake reports, and then they were also attacked by a bot. So this is in the article. Mm-hmm. They blocked the IP, and then they would sign up with a new one container IP, and I don't know what that means. But essentially, I guess. Oh, okay. What does that mean?
It's when, you know those things that you put flour in, the canisters?
Does that say flour or sugar or whatever?
Yeah. So you empty that and you put in IT.
Oh, and you think I'm saying IT, but I'm saying IP.
Oh, no. That's what I meant. You put in IP.
Oh, okay, great. I get it.
It's hard because the P and the T are right next to each other on the keyboard.
But they're not. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 keys separating them. Okay, and when you consider in a row, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You know, I really need to get my glasses.
You have your glasses
updated. Yeah.
Oh, your glasses. Yeah. The T and the Y are pretty close together.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Get it? Yeah.
So it's not just conservative sites. Army intelligence analysts have flagged tools like People Over Papers as potential national security threats.
What?
Yeah. So basically, these tools of resistance, you really have to be alert about giving out information, letting people know what's up, but then also trying to dodge what will be government surveillance of these sites.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. Especially now that, like, I mean, they keep threatening to use this in other places around the world, even. And in some places they do, but like the whole facial recognition thing, is that kind of what this is?
Oh, I mean, I don't even know. You know, you can opt out of the one at the airport. Did you know that? No,
the camera there?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Opt out
You
of
just
it.
say no, thank you.
There's a site where you tell them you don't want to do it.
Oh, okay, nice.
But there was a senator actually who did a video about it.
About how not to
do it.
That's nice.
Well, some country, and here we go, I'm reading the internet late at night. Some country just banned anyone owning your face.
That's nice. I feel like that should be the case everywhere.
Isn't that nice?
I didn't realize I didn't own my face.
Well, if someone owns a picture of your face and it's data for them, they own your face. Yeah.
Got it.
Anyway, what happened is what always happens with these attacks, she said, with not necessarily the U.S. government, but the conservative sites. She said she knew they would just get tired or bored and move on to something else. And they did just that. And that's a lesson for everybody. Like, if you're starting up something that feels very much of like a necessity of these times. And there's someone comes after you. Remember this. It's not forever. Jesus' footprints. When you think he's left, he's really carrying you, you know?
That's right.
Okay, so what they use to verify reports that come in, because they're very bullish about making sure that the reports that they have are accurate, is they use something called the salute method, which I'd never even heard of, but it's a method that immigration advocacy groups use. And so essentially you would write in the size, activity, location, uniform, time and date, and equipment of the people you're reporting, which really spells salute but let's just skate fast over that. Okay. I love this quote from her in the Gizmodo article. She said, again, I just saw a need for it. And my motivation behind all of it is that I'm from a family of immigrants. I believe that this country has been built on the backs of immigrants. I believe that we didn't cross the border crossed us, especially for people who are of Mexican descent and indigenous.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's absolutely right. And I mean, look at the Trump family alone, like those children, Trump himself, son of a Scottish woman.
Yeah.
And children are all daughters
Slovakian,
and sons.
Right?
Yes.
She, or Czech. She's Czech, I think. Yeah.
Who?
Ivana.
Ivana? I'd have to check her gravesite in the golf course.
Okay. You know what? You could also look it up.
Okay. If you have anything you'd like to participate in information wise to People Over Papers, you can DM them on TikTok at Celeste DeBestie, CelestiDabestie, and same on Instagram.
Nice.
There you go.
I love it. How about some good news for my baby?
Oh, am I your baby?
Of course you are. Do you want to see a really...
Is everyone your baby?
Everyone's my baby. Do you want to see a dick I would never fuck with?
Yeah. Are you doing depression? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But guess what? I think your toxic trait is. I think you would.
I fucking wouldn't. I swear to God.
You wouldn't have sex with a bro.
Ew, no, gross.
Okay. What if?
Because I'm the bro. I'm already a bro. So in other words, like if I had sex, like I don't want to have sex with myself. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, you absolutely do. But then secondly.
You know what? I'm not going to count it out.
Secondly, okay. If there was a fucking stud, right?
Yeah.
Like a fucking like caca, right?
Yeah. Someone who says caca. Yeah.
Forearms that could cut glass or whatever.
Right.
Okay. Ripped, hot face. I just
don't think
fucking
so.
hot face, okay?
Yeah.
Buzz cut. But not really.
I'm going to say no. I really am.
1 on the side and 4 on the top. Whatever that means.
Oh, you mean the... Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And he comes up and he's the hottest guy you've ever seen. But he's got a backwards hat on and he's like, hey, Brian, I heard you're the guy I could come to because I'm questioning my sexuality.
Oh, forget it. No way. That's a lot of work.
I really need someone to fuck me.
I would never set myself up for disaster that way.
Why is it a disaster?
Because I don't need to get my lights punched out after.
Oh, no. He's like, I assure you, sir, kind sir, nothing bad will happen. I just need to get fucked to just rule it out. And I promise you I'll enjoy it. This will be a very respectful experience. But I need someone to fuck me. I need a man to fuck me.
God, I would just never want to be someone's first time. Okay, fine. I mean, like, I guess I would, but really more as a favor.
Yeah, it's something you do for a friend.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do it for a friend. It's like
I don't think I could do it. I really don't think I could be someone's first time like that. I really don't.
What's that terrible movie from the 80s where a bunch of friends from college go to a house together and then someone's infertile, so then one of the friends fucks someone's wife? Kevin Kline's
Big Chill?
in it. Yeah. Doesn't that happen in
movie.
there? Doesn't it happen in that movie?
It might, yeah.
Yeah. But that's what you're doing, a Big Chill for a big bro.
Or St. Elmo's Fire. Remember Mare Winningham was the virgin in that movie.
And?
Doesn't Rob Lowe have sex with her?
So this is just a thematic thing we did in the 80s?
Apparently.
Oh, you
I
got
don't
a
know. So,
problem?
St. Elmo's Fire is actually kind of a blind spot for me. But The Big Chill, I watched recently on a plane because I was like, this is my thought process. I was like, this movie's famous. And the one time I saw it, I thought it was boring as hell. So maybe I'll watch it again.
And was it?
I loved it. It's so good.
But do you not remember the
I do remember.
Is there a fertility thing?
Yes, there is. There is.
Doesn't Kevin Kline and then didn't they do a joke about it on SNL where it was like the couple who were not married? Like, I guess the spouses are upstairs fucking so she can have a baby.
Yes.
And they're downstairs having coffee.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
So you're doing that. You're doing that
Constantly.
for a straight guy.
Okay, then, God, I don't know. I've never had a straight fantasy. I really just haven't.
He's not straight. He's probably at the best bi, because anybody who's straight probably wouldn't be at least curious, you know?
Yeah. Ugh, it's the curious part that I don't want to be that.
Okay.
Somebody.
Well, I'm so sorry. I've really derailed us from your shoe. Or maybe this is your shoe.
I thought my shoe was, if I saw someone with a backwards hat with a 1 and a 4 haircut, what would I do? He was begging me to fuck him.
Yeah, begging.
And then afterward, he swore he'd be nice.
No, he swore he'd be nice beforehand. You didn't want to get...
Okay. Oh, I see.
He's like, I'm not problematic. I'm just curious.
Right. Yeah, sorry. I'm still mulling it over. That was my shoe.
Okay.
But I'll add this, which is just totally off the cuff. Very exciting news there's no exciting news here in the States. I mean, like there just isn't. So we can take what we can get. I mean, the Supreme Court is just ruling left and right on things that are so horrifying. For, I don't know if you saw this, Aaron, but it was another 6-3 ruling with
yes,
a case that came from Maryland, essentially saying your kids can opt out of lessons featuring LGBTQ themed storybooks like Uncle Bobby's Wedding and Prince and Knight. Those are the 2 books that were being questioned. And essentially, whatever. I said I was going to say good news, but so that sucks because essentially what it means is it paves the way, not only for students not to get an education, for this brain drain to continue, for us to only be raising the dumbest kids alive emotionally and intellectually, but it also paves the way for opt-outs of other things like not talking about Jim Crow, not talking about internment camps, any blemish on this country's history. It just paves the way for parents to say, my child can't learn about that. My child can't learn about that. Obviously, the onus then goes on the teachers and the children, because now educators are going to have to, it's a lot of paperwork for every lesson to be approved by the parents. It's
but that's
such
why
bullshit.
it's like they're like, let's make this hard so everyone will give up.
Yeah, it is worth reading Sonia Sotomayor's dissent on this because it's very strong. She predicts a chaotic, frustrating future and really says, like, this is practically child abuse. Like, not educating children on things and whatever. It's just really horrifying. But what I said, and also what it's going to lead to, is like people watering down their own curriculums to not offend people. Like, it's bad, 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 bad. Anyway, I swore that I was going to say something good today. So far, just terrible job.
I think the bro conversation was good.
Okay, good.
Personally, I enjoyed watching you have a problem with that.
So we're doing a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So let me take us back up. So, in Hungary, and I think I maybe mentioned this once before, but earlier this year, the parliament in Hungary, run by Viktor Orban, by the way, he was the one in the Kamala versus Trump debate, where Trump was like, Viktor Orban thinks I'm amazing, like, da-da-da. And she was like, he laughs at you, and also he's a dictator. So, like, what are we talking about here?
Yes.
Anyway, the Hungarian parliament earlier this year passed a law banning any public demonstration or assembly. Anything that outlaws an assembly of people is so terrifying. It's very, I mean, in the communist era, you couldn't even convene with more than 5 people outside at the same time.
No.
Because they were afraid that you were hatching a plan. So that anything like banning public assembly is just crazy. But banning public assembly that specifically depicted or, quote, promoted homosexuality or, any sort of gender issue, gender identity to people under 18, which essentially banned pride parades, which is what they were after. And you could get fined up to €500 if you were caught joining a pride parade or putting one on or anything like that. So pride was declared illegal earlier this year. The mayor of Budapest, now here's the thing. I'm going to say Budapest, okay? I'm not going to say Budapest, and I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't say Venezia, I say Venice. I don't say Firenze, I say Florence.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say Roma, I say Rome.
Yeah.
I don't say Ibiza, I say Ibiza.
Okay.
So is it okay if I say Budapest and not Budapest? Because I don't want to seem like an asshole.
You're asking me, and I say yes.
Okay. So the mayor of Budapest said, okay, fine. So instead of calling it a pride parade, we're going to call it a municipal festival. Gorgeous. I can't think of a better phrase than municipal festival, but
it's got pizzazz. It's got pizzazz.
But I think he did this in the way that in Utah, for instance, they were like, oh, we're going to call this the Salt Lake City, one of the Salt Lake City flags, so we can fly the pride flag. So I think he was trying to find a workaround.
Okay.
The mayor of Budapest by saying, it's a municipal, please everyone, you're cordially invited to a municipal festival. I'm assuming no one will not show up. So it allowed this to proceed. So anyway, last week, and there's been so much shit of like Orban doubling down of like there cannot be a pride parade. And really, if you're going to have a pride parade in Hungary, Budapest is the place to do it. Not only is it the largest city in Hungary, it really is the city in Hungary. It's a lot of very small towns and villages beyond that. So on June 28th, despite threats, despite saying we're going to fine people, despite saying we're going to use facial recognition, as we mentioned in your issue, and, go after people. The largest ever Pride event took place. Ever.
Caca. Right?
Tens of thousands, an estimated over 100,000, possibly even 200,000, went to the city center of Budapest, crossed the river Danube, because if you know, Budapest is actually Buda on one side and Pest on the other. They used to be separate cities. Crossed the Danube, massive turnout, and what started as a pride parade became a giant demonstration, anti-Orban demonstration. Opposition parties came together, all sorts of citizens, whether they were LGBTQ plus or not. Different diplomats from other EU countries came.
Wow.
And the entire event stayed totally peaceful, even though law enforcement was there and surveillance was there. But this was probably, especially per capita, the most gigantic anti-dictator, anti-right-wing, anti-veering into supremacist dictatorship, sort of terrifying populism. This huge turnout was probably the biggest in Europe.
Incredible.
In recent memory. And it was just essentially an anti-authoritarianism march.
I love this.
Incredible. And it sort of showed that with the brainwork of the mayor trying to work around this, with people saying, please turn out, we know it's illegal, we know we're not supposed to do it, just please come, please come, please come. It became a huge showing, and all of Europe watched. And this was a giant slap in the face, except a peaceful one, but a giant show of, we're done with this. Done. You're not going to roll back our rights. You're not going to tell us what's what. You're not going to tell us what we can and can't do. And it just became a massive political movement out of something that initially, which by the way, a lot of pride parades this year had that tone of like, well, we're celebrating, but we're also protesting.
Yeah.
But Hungary said, you're not going to scare us anymore. You're not going to do it.
Good.
And I have to say, Orban really lost this one. He really did. Like I don't know what's going to happen next. Who knows what kind of crackdown, but the Hungarian citizens said, we're done with this. we've had enough. And Orban really looked like an idiot and a fool. And so to all the Hungarians who are dealing with this and who have had to deal with this in one of the largest cities in Europe. I mean, that's the thing is like, when you look at big cities in these repressive governments, like Istanbul's another one, like these are liberal cities.
Nobody wants this shit.
Nobody wants this shit. And so for people of all walks of life to join the Pride Parade in a country that's becoming, at least the government's becoming increasingly homophobic, was a big rebuke. And I think we could take a lesson or two from what happened in Hungary. And I'm very excited for what that means. And I think it's encouraging for the entire world to see something like that.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
What was the best sign?
God, probably... Orban, Jaja would slap you across the face for this.
Orban's you glad you're not a dictator?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Or Orbit Gum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a good one too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Aaron, it's time for Smile Chateau live from Yonkers.
Stupid.
Welcome to the Smile Chateau live from Yonkers, where I think, is this the recommendation segment now? Is Sergio going to recommend something for us?
Yeah. What do you think, Sergio? You sent me something that looked really good. That what'd you send?
Well,
this
last week it was Patsy going down the Danube, I think, actually, and talking about all the different places along the river. But this week you said the new Nick Kroll, Andrew Rannells movie is very fun.
Oh yeah, that's right.
On Sunday, I watched the new Nick Kroll and Andrew Rannells movie, I Don't Understand You. I've loved Nick Kroll for a long time. Andrew Rannells, of course, from Book of Mormon and all of his television work. And I thought it was just going to be like a gay baby mama. I didn't know anything about it. And it ended up being like a very dark comedy with them going on a sort of like a baby moon to Italy. And it's just so ridiculous. And it kept getting worse and worse as it went on. And I was very stressed out, but it was very funny.
Oh my God, that's so fun. I got to tell you, pick a place you want to go in the world and then write a movie and shoot it there. They're very smart that way. I will see it. I will. I like both those guys.
We also got some.
And excuse me, Aaron.
I'm sorry.
And that was Smile Chateau live from Yonkers.
Closing the shop. Should we have a special effect that a sting that we put in there?
Yeah, like maybe Betty Boop music. I don't know if she was from Yonkers, but she's like the vibe.
So last week I saw Hello Dolly, and I didn't realize how much Yonkers is like a main story point. So we can put in the Hello Dolly music.
That's a good
Let's
idea.
do that. Perfect. Let's do that. I love it.
So we got some reviews about episode 709. I think these are from Patreon.
Yes, these are from Patreon.
Okay, great.
By the way, I just want to say the Patreon has very lively comments. People do talk there and then on our Discord as well. So it's at patreon.com/attitudes. But yes, sorry, Aaron, go ahead.
The Odd Hobby Lobbyist said, OMG, I love that Brian said hyperbolic chambers. It's hyperbaric chambers, but I am
you're
dead.
Right.
I always say hyperbolic.
It's when we go in a chamber and just exaggerate about what we're
really
going through.
talk something up.
Yeah.
Paul said, sexually active British person here can confirm we absolutely yell. The British are coming when we climax. Well, that's good. Yeah. It doesn't really make sense because it's more of a thing an American would say, but I'm glad it's really gone back to the pond, right?
I mean, well, we're friends now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Friends.
Steph R, this is about last week's decorating sense. Hope you're ready for part 2. Steph R says, okay, I thought the overalls were cute. And as I completed the thought, I hear Erin say, when her husband is doing her doggy style.
Okay,
just
but
to look
here's
at them,
the thing.
and it ruined it forever.
Here's the thing. Why would you hang your children's old clothing up on a curtain rod?
You don't have to tell
over
me.
your bed?
Horrifying.
Even if you're not doing doggy style, even if you're doing reverse cowgirl, he's
Doesn't
the
matter.
foot of the bed. You're just riding him like a fucking gravy train or whatever.
That dirty Gap shirt, though, really took the cake from me.
All the dirty
That was
stuff
shocking.
really. Oh my God.
SMH says, please do this again. Well, we're going to. I laughed the entire time. I couldn't imagine someone doing these things to my home on purpose. You're no kidding.
Tiffany said, Jugs in the window. I'm starting a band.
It is a good
If you haven't seen these, You really, truly don't get a sense. But Michelle has told us, Michelle Malinowski,
sure,
said that Joan Steffen, host of Design Sense, has a she does a speaking fee.
I know, but I think she's really expensive. Otherwise, I would hire her.
$10,000 for 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's too expensive.
Okay, can I just read some excerpts from her bio on here?
Please.
The first thing she says is not that she was a host of this show. The first thing she says is, Joan used to be an actress who studied at Warner Brothers. Now, here is the thing.
Wait, what?
You cannot study at Warner Brothers.
I don't think you can.
Maybe
like when Shirley Temple was around, they had classes there. Who studied at
I don't
Warner
understand
Brothers.
it. Anyway, her lecture series is as quirky as she is. She says, one of her favorite topics is reclaiming your most brilliant self and using it to change the world for the better. Now, I don't know what that means. Joan is also encouraging others with her 2 books. The books are called And She Sparkled.
Ooh, I like that.
And the other one is Peace In, Peace Out. But I don't know if she means
great names for Netflix specials, by the way. I would watch the shit out of those comedy specials.
Her nonprofit Peace Begins With Me, nothing's capitalized, by the way, is her latest effort to ask the world, that's you, by the way, to be a little kinder to itself. Now that's some boomer shit.
Right.
You know how you start healing the world? Do nice things for yourself.
Have a $50 million wedding.
Yeah. The last thing that's on here is the most shocking. When she heard that the Dalai Lama had said that the Western woman will save the world, Joan thought, let's get started.
Ooh, she's great. I love her.
Love her. Okay. So anyway, book her if you've got $10,000 if you want her for 90 minutes.
If anyone's got 10,000 spare dollars. We got a couple of comments on the Dateline episode. Each time Brian said the name of the business, adding or subtracting random additional words, I laughed harder and harder. That was Tactical Solutions Group Entities LLC, INC. Yeah. Melissa Sanson said, I had to look it up, and the PI's name is James Quessenberry. Remember, I thought his name was Croissant Berries. So Brian wasn't far off. I appreciate that. And then for last week's episode, What Happened to Brene Brown is great on the PS5. That was from Brian Long. I never remember what we say, Erin.
I don't even remember.
But I would love if Brene Brown had a game on PS5. And Alexa said, I wanted to remind y'all that even when they shut down pressing 3 on 988, which was the LGBT youth suicide hotline, there's still mental health hotlines for LGBTQ plus youth up and running. Yes, that's true. The Trevor Project, of course, we love. It's still going, urgently accepting donations. Also, Thrive Lifeline is for adults with marginalized identities. So that's 18 plus. And they just received enough in donations to run for another year. And they're unique because they have an anti-carceral approach, as police responding to mental health crisis can be extremely dangerous to some communities. Absolutely. Alexa, thank you for
Alexa.
all that info. Trevor Project, Thrive Lifeline.
I think that should go into Smile Chateau Live from Yonkers next time. I think it should be a cultural recommendation and a thing you can do politically to
support
be a better human being in this world. Yes, exactly.
That's right. Let's do it. All right. Nike, babe.
Let's do it. I do it like Tone Loc.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Bye.